Nitin Singh is busy inspecting his bee colonies. He's a specialist in environmental biotechnology. After researching cures for bee diseases in Germany and Israel, he returned to his hometown of Lucknow in 2015. And the region needs him. Wild bee numbers have been declining here for decades. Without their pollination work, farmers have seen a significant drop in yields. To compensate, Nitin Singh provides a pollination service to farmers by renting out honeybees.
We take bee colonies already set up in places like maize and millet fields and transport them to new fields through the migration process. If a farmer's crop production is 80 kg, then they can increase it to 100 kg by beekeeping.
Nitin Singh owns 1,000 colonies of the honeybee, Apis mellifera. To collect nectar, the insects visit up to 100 flowers in a single trip and can make 20 trips in a single day. In the process, they move pollen from plant to plant, aiding the pollination of flowers, vegetables, and fruits. Their single purpose here is to support the farms, unlike wild bees that benefit farms as well as biodiversity. But all kinds of bees are generally in decline because of one main factor.
So when we use pesticides to kill the harmful pests, we also kill the useful pests along with it. And bees, because they directly feed on the plants, they directly go to the flowers, they get the direct hit of the pesticides. So one of the major reasons is that, and across the globe many countries have realized that and have banned all pesticides which harm bees.
It's not just harmful farm practices that are impacting bees. Climate change has altered weather patterns, disrupting seasonal connections between bees and flowers. The uncertainty of the blooming season has put bees under immense stress. As national statistics show, in the last 25 years, India has lost more than 40% of its bee stocks. This farmers' yields of tomatoes, chickpeas and mustard have all suffered as a result. Ram Sahare's fields are located some 40 kilometers from Lucknow.
This flower here will dry out unless a bee comes along. If it sits on it, it gets more nutrients. My yield had gone down by 20 or 30%. Compared to our previous crops, this one is going well. All these flowers are doing well. This plant is 4 months old and is still growing thanks to the honeybees. Before, I would run out of produce to harvest in 2 to 3 months.
After learning of the threat that pesticides pose to honey and wild bees, Ram Sahare switched to organic farming. Because while beekeeping may help farmers, wild bees help the planet. They pollinate entire forests. They help keep other species alive and are in desperate need of protection. Scientists say that everyone can help save bees.
One of the very easy methods of bee preservation is to increase the number of wild plants. So it's very easy for us to just uproot the weeds and throw away. What we don't realize is that they are actually a source of pollen for the bees when the main cash crops are not there. So these, they are a kind of buffer, a reservoir for the bees, and we need these reservoirs in more numbers. So they are more likely to sustain the vagaries of nature, and they are more likely to thrive. And as long as they thrive, they become a very, very good source of nectar and pollen for the bees.